This is the 2019 Kia Niro. It's a small SUV, sort of like a Prius, but it does have a plug-in option for small battery. Shot of the backside. From the front passenger side. And there's the front. Connect the charging cable, unlock the car, and just disconnect it. And the door just pushes and opens. You don't have to push a button from the inside of the car. A little wraparound view of the inside. And the back seat. The middle comes down. It has a center console, and my purse fits in there, so I'm happy about that. Of course, cup holders. This is good for your phone. Has two 12-volt, 180-watt charging ports. I'm not sure why they have them still, just for legacy purposes. I'm not sure why there's two. There's your auxiliary port and your USB port. Your AC unit. This is pretty much your phone and radio. And your console. Does not have nav, but you use the Android Auto or the Apple Play to sync with your maps and stuff. And there's the glove box. There's the top. Comes on. Here's a hazard button. Little mirror with a light on top of it. Pretty basic. And that's on the other side as well. The passenger side has a handle. So do the back seats. And there's a light in the middle for the passengers. From outside the car. And there's our back seat. It's pretty spacious, I think, for the size of car it is. Centerpiece that just pops down. Little armrest. And it has two cup holders. And the gas tank fills up on the driver's side. And I bought it from Fiesta Auto Group in New Mexico because in South Texas they don't have any plug-ins. You open the trunk just like most other cars. Just put your hand in here and push the button. And that's pretty spacious. It does not come with a cargo cover. I'll probably buy one. It does come with the cargo net, which I haven't installed yet. And this is the slow charger. And you can review your user guide for all the various lights that could appear on your charging station. Here's what it looks like inside. I have a fast charger already installed at my house, so I don't think I'll be using this, but it's good to have just in case we're on the road somewhere and we can charge up at a hotel or something overnight. So if you have an AC charger installed, it'll take about 2 hours and 15 minutes. If you're just using the trickle charger that came with the vehicle, it could take several hours. It's not actually stated in the specs, but I know it takes a long time. See that little dome on the dash? If it's on solid green, that means it's charging. If there's no light, it's off or already charged, fully charged. If it has a slow blinking green light, that means it's waiting to charge. For example, if you have it scheduled to charge later on. And if it blinks red, that means it's malfunctioning. Button here, when the button's off, see now it's on, this is the charging connector auto lock button. So right now, auto is on. So if I turn it off, that means the charging connector is going to be locked until you unlock all the doors. So once you unlock all the doors, you can disconnect the charging connector. And if you don't do so within 10 seconds, the connector automatically locks again. This is a theft prevention mechanism. Now when I turn it on, the connector's locked until my car is charged and it will unlock. That's so if you're using a public station, someone can disconnect it and use the connector once your car is charged. This button here switches the car from EV mode to hybrid mode. When it starts up, by default, it's in EV mode. So if I push the button, you get a notice. Now I'm on electric mode. Now I'm on hybrid mode. Now over here, the battery has 24 like pure electric miles. That's my understanding. And then it sort of breaks it up between hybrid and full electric. Now yesterday I drove 8 miles into town and back, and I came back with 22 miles. So you can actually regenerate whenever you're coasting or driving. So it's not a straight 24 miles. And then here's your gasoline down at the bottom. So my full range is 293. That's 24 on battery and 269 on gas. But again, like I said, the battery range will vary greatly depending on how you're driving. Now to see a live depiction of where your energy is coming from while you're driving, on the console you would press the little leaf symbol, PHEV, and then they have the tree, which I guess the more lit up it is, the better you are or something. And then you go back. This diagram here will actually show you where the engine is being powered from the battery or the motor. So it's pretty interesting. And I can go to history. So there's my miles per gallon. On the way to work, I have a stretch that's in town. I try to use half the battery and save half of it for coming back. So once I hit the highway, I put it on hybrid mode, which is a combination of battery and gas. So I stick to EV mode when I'm in town. And of course, if no one's behind you, if you don't need to slam on the gas, you can drive as efficiently as you can. And that was my best one so far, 99 miles per gallon. So it's very interesting. You could look at this stuff all day. Transmission is an automatic transmission with a twist. So when you have drive selected, the D, it's going to automatically shift through a 6-gear sequence, providing the best fuel economy, and it's very, very frugal. If you're going uphill or you need to pass somebody, you're going to have to step on the gas until you feel the transmission downshift to a lower gear to get that speed you're going to need. Now, there's also a feature, a manual mode. So this is automatic drive. You can push this over here, and then you can go through the 6 gears by going up or down. So it's sort of like a manual transmission at that point. Very strange. I haven't tried it yet, but I guess it gives you more control. So it's very interesting, and to get out of it, you just move it back to the right. And there is a note in the manual, if you're in manual mode and you go up or down, but it's not inside the allowable RPM range at the time, it may not happen. So I will probably just stick to drive and just remember, if you need to pass somebody, or like if you're going on a highway and the on-ramps uphill, you're going to want to really lay on the gas till you feel it shift into the lower gear. And they are calling this manual mode sport mode, and you get an S. See that on your dash, that S? And it says sport. Now if I go up, see, it's not going to go up because I'm not in the RPM range, but it's going to show you what gear you're in right there. So I switch back to automatic. I'm in regular drive mode again. And you see eco. Like I said, the automatic transmission is very, very efficient. Over here on the driver's door, you have your window controls, your lock and unlock, and your left and right mirror controls. And then over here to the left of the steering wheel, this first button changes the illumination of your dash. And now we have lane control assist, and you see the indicator off and on. That's very interesting. It's freaky the first time you use it. You actually feel it sort of gently turn your steering wheel if you're sort of heading out of the lane. It's not that severe though, and it'll beep if you don't have your hands on the wheel, so it'll actually turn itself off and beep. And this is traction control. I'm going to turn it back on. Further down, you press this when you want to refuel your vehicle with gasoline. You have to wait about 20 seconds before the fuel door can be opened so it can depressurize. And we talked about this earlier. This locks your charging cable until you unlock all your doors. And this turns on and off the schedule if you've set up your vehicle to charge at a certain time. And I don't have anything set up there yet. To the left of the steering wheel, of course, we have our turn signal knob and also our lighting controls. To the right of the steering wheel is our windshield wiper controls. This portion is for the back and this is for the front. Now on the main dash, to the left you have your fuel and charging status. To the right is a speedometer. Now in the middle you've got a lot of choices and we'll go through them. But also the middle you can see what's on. You can see I have lane control on. And I'm in park, it's 60 degrees outside, I'm in the econo mode, which means I'm not in manual drive, and of course your odometer and so forth. And I haven't really went anywhere. I've been in the car a while, but I haven't driven very far, so I don't have a lot of data. Now the left side of the steering wheel, all these controls are pretty much concerned with the radio and talking to your phone or to Android Auto or to your Apple Play. So I could use this to ask it a question, where's my nearest pizza parlor, or call somebody in my phone book. This answers a call, hangs up a call, volume up and down. Mode goes through like AM, FM, Sirius radio, and this would change the channel. So it's pretty basic. To the right of the steering wheel, we've got some cool stuff. We have cruise control, and you would push down to start it, to set it. Then you go up and down in miles. And this is cool. This button here lets you set how many car lengths you want to automatically stay behind someone at cruise control. So if you set cruise control at 65 and someone gets in front of you and is only going 60, it'll stay a certain length behind, so you don't have to keep going up and down. And you can adjust the car lengths when you're driving till you're at a distance that you're comfortable with, and it'll show you a little tiny car symbols, how many that you set on your the center of your dash. Look at this little forms button here. This controls what you're going to see in the middle of your dash. So if I press it, and then I can go down to go through the different settings. This is all the user settings, lights, convenience, and I could hit OK and change something and hit OK. I'm just going to go back, go up and hit OK. I'm navigating by going up and down and pressing OK. So that's our user settings. I'm going to go to the next section, drive info. When I drive, I like to see this screen here. This is for this trip. And I can go down. My husband loves to see his digital speedometer. My driving style, that's pretty good. 83%. I'm economical. At least I think it's good. The energy flow, you can also see this on the other console if you want. Temperature, fuel economy, accumulated information. It's a little low because we had a very long drive to bring the car back home. Drive info. So that's the one I like, so I'm going to hit OK. Now if I hit the form button again, it shows my tire pressure, my attention settings, and if I have cruise control. So again, I like drive info. I like it right there. So that's where I'm going to leave it. So you can go play with that. It's pretty easy once you get into it. This section here is our climate controls. It also gives our passenger airbag status, your rear defroster, your front defroster, just all your normal stuff. Up here is your radio. Also, we have a hazard button. The person who sold us the car said if we ever press this button on the mirror or here in the console to stay on the line, or else they'll send emergency services to you. And then we have an apps button. And what that does, it has some settings here. This is a repeat what you saw before. You could always go back. A quick guide, voice commands. I haven't really played with this. It just shows you what the voice commands are. Call, dial number, redial. So if I want to say call somebody, I use this button. If I hit this, like it's either 2 or 3 times, it redials. and this hangs up. This also answers a call. You see these indicators here? I believe that's picking up my phone. Yeah, my cellular signal. I'm connected with Bluetooth. I've got a low battery. So I'm going to connect my Android via Android Auto. It's pretty simple. So I can go to Maps. I can use my phone. I can go to Home. I can listen to my music. So it's pretty nice. And I'm basically projecting my Android screen to this center console. So the car does not have its own nav unit. It uses Google Maps from your phone. And if you have an iPhone, I believe it's called Apple Play. So it's pretty easy. So all you do is, once you have it installed, you connect your USB cable and under apps, press Android Auto, and it automatically starts broadcasting your phone to your screen. And I can touch this, zoom in, and so forth. It acts just like my cell phone. Pairing your phone, you'd press the setup button. Then you'd go to Bluetooth connection, and you would add a new phone and just follow the instructions. And then you'll be asked to accept the connection on your phone. And it's pretty intuitive. I went back to Home. So to change the date or time, you would press Setup, go to Date and Time, and you would just go up and down the month, day, or year, or the hour, minutes, and PM. I went ahead and checked this, so I shouldn't have to go back in here again. And this here, 24 hours, this will switch it to military time. So it's pretty nice. All menus. It's just, driving info. There are so many information screens. If you're an information junkie, you will love it. So I hope this gives you a quick overview. And this is, again, is the Kia Niro. This is a tiny SUV hybrid, and it has a plug-in feature. Thank you.